Mike Landry has always told us teams win with good defense, so we're probably going to see it here today.
And Coach Frank Knight, in his 4th year at Waterville, he was an assistant there for 5 years prior to that. I talked to him during the week, Keith, and he goes, even though we've had such a great year, because the East has never beaten the West in this championship game format since 1987 when they started doing it this way, we're the underdogs. The West and Biddeford will be the favorite because they're Biddeford.
I think, obviously, I think that's true, and Waterville, I think, is trying to put that out of the...
Find what you're looking for.
Welcome back, everyone, to Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland for the 1993 Class A State Championship game. Eric Nelson with Keith Trefethen here in Portland for the championship game. The undefeated Tigers and the undefeated Panthers. And courtesy of WPXT TV 51, who is covering the game live today, Keith, we are receiving a video feed from them, and that's where we're getting all of our pictures. So we hope people at home enjoy that. And there's been quite a wait here, Keith, because of the live feed. And I imagine you get some nervous players down the field ready to get this game underway.
Obviously, on both sides of the football field right now, both these teams want to get going. They want to play right now. So this waiting sort of gets them all fired up. You can see them jumping around. They're ready to go. So we're going to get this underway here in about 2 seconds, it looks like, Eric.
Okay, there's been about a 5 or 6 minute wait. Biddeford will be kicking off to start the football game. Very windy conditions here this afternoon. It's been, for the most part, cloudy. It rained a little bit earlier today. The field's a little soft, Keith.
Yeah, the field, talking to some of the grounds crew here, they indicated the field is still, the turf is in place, but it is soft, and they're hoping with the turf there it allows these players to have enough movement with their, to go from left to right and parallel. So we'll see how it holds up. You can see in the pregame, with some of it, we really got chewed up a little bit.
Min-Ho Choi will kick off for the Tigers with the wind at his back, so expect a long kick here from Choi. Ken G is back deep for Waterville, along with Trevor Moore and Lucas Adams, and they will return the ball near their own goal line. A capacity crowd on hand here to witness this 1993 state championship game. Officials waiting for the signal. And again, we continue, and now waiting for Channel 51 to get underway on the air. And they're still holding them up. So that is the reason for the delay before we get the kickoff. And Choi will start one more time.
Long anticipated wait. Yep. The 2 unbeatens here, yep. Eric. The Beast from the East and the Biddeford Tigers.
And the game is underway, and Choi with a rolling kick that is picked up near the 30 and then pounced on by a Waterville player. And Keith, let's take a look now at the Eastern Maine champion Waterville offense.
Yes, at center will be Bernhard, Chris Tupper, and Eric Fortin. Be guards. Tackles Joe Ferris, Ian Stanley. John Hanley will be a tight end. Sean Netto will be a split end. Quarterback Brian Scott, and we'll get to the rest of that backfield here right after the first play.
Okay, Waterville will start from their own 29-yard line. And they give to the fullback Hamill on first down. And he is tackled by Randy Pettit out near the 35.
Yeah, and just saw number 37, Mike Hamill, the starting fullback, Vinny Janesh and Josh Villio. Vinny will be the tailback, and Josh will be your flanker to start this game.
Okay, after this play, we'll get to the Biddeford Tiger defense. That was a pickup of a little more than 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Panthers. Scott giving to Hamill once again, hit hard at the line of scrimmage and then finished off by Jeff Luz.
And we'll get to that defense working out of the 44. George Corvo and Jeff Luz to be your tackles. Ends Joel Laranger, Ben Fournier. Inside will be Carl Landry and Mike Rule. On the outside, MJ LeBlanc and Scott Rule. Steve Cardiff, Randy Pettit will be your defensive backs. And Jason Tremblay will be your safety.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Waterville. Scott running to his right. Rule misses him. Scott still alive. Pettit in the backfield, and they sack him. Randy Pettit and Steve Tardif in on the sack, and that will force a Waterville punt on their first possession.
Well, what we're seeing right off here is that the Biddeford defense is really looking to run. When you see Randy Pettit come up and make that kind of contact from his DB spot, you know they're looking at run all the time.
Chris Tupper will come on to kick for Waterville. He was a senior, averaging 35.5 yards a punt. It's a good snap. The wind holds it up a little bit, and Grenier at the 42. Gets the block from Bolduc. And can't get around the end. A nice tackle made by Josh Bayou, and the Tigers will start off on offense. Keith, let's look at the Biddeford offense.
Offensively, Jason Crapo will start at center. Chris Bolduc, Mike Rule will be your guards. George Corvo and Joe Laranger, the tackles. Ben Fournier in tight end. Kevin Magnet will start at split. Jason Tremblay, quarterback. Fullback, Wrestling Reigns, and your halfbacks, Keith Grenier and Steve Tardif.
Tigers will start from their 39. Rames, the first carry of the football game. And he is tackled by Chad Bissonette, one of the linebackers. Let's take a look at the Waterville defense, Keith.
Yes, defensively for Waterville will be Darren Carpenter at the nose guard tackles, Eric Fort and Ian Stanley, and Dan Higgins and Chris Vernzoni. Chad Bissonette and Mike Campbell will be in the inside back as cornerbacks Trevor Moore and Ken G. We'll get the last of them right here in a minute.
Josh Bayou and Brian Scott are the two safeties. Second handoff of the game goes to Keith Grenier, and he spins for a first down past the 50-yard line. Keith Grenier has been Mr. Everything for Biddeford this year, Keith. 824 yards rushing, 7.6 average, and he's scored 25 of his 31 touchdowns on the ground.
Well, he's been very, very productive for that Biddeford offense all year as you go in the double slot here, Eric, on this first down play.
1st and 10 from the 49. Tremblay running the option. Tremblay keeps it and gets to the Waterville 45.
That particular play, they had pretty good success against Thornton, where they ran in motion a little bit, and then Tremblay would either give to Grenier or read the defense. That time he read the defense and turned it upfield and picked up 3.
Second down and 7. Single back is Rames, and he gets the football right into the pile. Helping make the tackle there is Ian Stanley, one of the captains for Waterville and one of the outstanding two-way linemen of the Pine Tree Conference.
Yeah, his coach has indicated in the paper I was reading recently that he thinks of Ian as being one of the best two-way starters at the line position in the state of Maine. So a good compliment for that young man.
3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Double slot formation. Magnet is your wideout. Tremblay fakes and then tosses out to Steve Tardif, and the pass is incomplete. Ken G in on the coverage for the Panthers.
Well, that's the first time we've seen that particular play this whole year, where they fake the handoff inside and then the pitch to Grenier, and then Tremblay just steps back and makes a throw to Tardif that time. Well defended by Waterville.
So the Tigers will punt. Scott Rule, who's been averaging 31 yards a kick this season, will kick from his 45. Good snap, and Rule with the wind at his back gets off a very fine kick. Bounces at the 5. Can they get it? Yes, they do. Kevin Magnet with the play key at the goal line.
And one of the things that Biddeford's been relying on all year is the special teams. Right there, they saw Kevin get down offensively with that punt and really make a great, outstanding play to keep that inside the 10-yard line, right on the goal line, I think, Eric.
Yep, Kevin Magnet was the one that tapped it back in. Carl Landry pounced on it, and Waterville pinned deep in their own territory. 7:52 left in a scoreless first quarter.
Well, I think you've seen out of the first two series that the Butterflies are gone now, and both these defenses and offenses should play accordingly.
Waterville starting from their 1. Scott keeps the football. He's tackled by Jeff Liu. Brian Scott started last year as a sophomore, 6'3", 210 pounds. Has rushed for over 300 yards this season, Keith, 322 yards to be exact. It's an average of 4 yards a carry. And they will not throw the ball much, Keith. They've only thrown 74 times all season long through 12 games. So they only average 6 passes a game.
They certainly like to run the football, and you'll see a lot of that today.
And there's your fullback, Hamill, who squirts ahead up to the 9, and he is tackled by Carl Landry. So expect Mike Hamill to get the football a lot, 145 carries this year, keep 940 yards on the ground.
Certainly getting the job done for Waterville. He's been their workhorse all year long. When they need the tough yardage, they go to Mike Hamill.
Third down and a little more than 1 for the Panthers. Scott redirecting Janess, the tailback. And he gets the pitch, off right tackle, and big George Corvo. A great job in shedding the block of Hamill.
Nice job by George. Just slid down the line of scrimmage and got rid of the people in front of him. Made an outstanding play. You know, defense is the name of the game here. And with that, the indication here now, field position will be into Biddeford's favor, and we're looking forward to that right now with this punt.
So it'll be 4th and 2, and Tupper to punt for the second time this afternoon. Grenier and Tardif are at the 35 as Tupper kicks into the wind, and the wind knocks that one down. Biddeford, as everyone scurries away from the football, you have a great field position, Keith.
Certainly do, and you know, this brings in another weapon. If their offense can get going and they can get things going offensively, even if they don't score, you got Minho Choi back there with the wind behind him, so they're in good position here to come up with a few points.
They don't have to pick up a yard on these 4 downs and be within Choi's range, especially with the wind at his back.
Absolutely.
So the Tigers will start at the Waterville 21, 5:45 remaining in the first quarter. Grenier in motion, and we've got some motion on the line.
Looks like
maybe against the Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like George Corvo started to move just before the snap of the ball. So
Jeff Gray, the referee,
something, it just didn't happen.
Calling illegal procedure against the Tigers.
Illegal procedure. 5-yard penalty. Ball is moved back to the 26-yard line.
First penalty of the football game.
First down and 15.
Brings the Tigers back to the 26-yard line. And it will be first down and 15. Once again, Grenier in motion. Pettit is your wide out here. Tremblay is going to throw to him. And incomplete. Knocked down by Ken G.
Come back and do that same, look like they're going to run the same play, but this time they fake the handoff and throw the pass, and Pettit just can't hold on to it. Bring up big second down play in 15 here.
Kevin Magnet coming in with the play. He will go wide to the right along with Steve Tardif on 2nd and 15. Tremblay to throw the football. Hits Magnet at the 15, and the Tigers very close to a first down. G and Scott making the tackle.
Again, finding a seam in that zone. It looked like they had a little bit of zone coverage as opposed to man coverage that time for Waterville. Finds himself in a little bit of a seam, turns, and really feels his body a little bit, Eric, to receive that ball, and did a nice job.
We'll see the power I formation here for the Tigers on 3rd down and 1. MJ LeBlanc will come in the double tight formation. And we will see Jeff Lude in the backfield. Keith Grenier with the football. And he sidesteps inside the 10 for a Biddeford first down.
Nice job that time by Keith, getting behind those big linemen, and he's hard to see at being 5'6" or 5'7". He always tells us he's a little bit higher, taller than perhaps he is, but did a nice job that time by getting in there and picking up that first down.
So the Tigers, Keith, will have first down and goal from the 8. This is the best scoring opportunity for either team here. So we've got 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter of play. Power I backfield. Once again, it's Grenier. Gets maybe one. Stanley and Vayu make the stop.
You can certainly see why Waterville only gave up 4.3 points all year long. They had good lateral pursuit down the line of scrimmage, and they were able to really get Grenier in the backfield before he turned the corner.
Well, their front seven is big, Keith. 225, 215, 225 in the middle, 200, 185, and the two linebackers, 200 and 215. It's a big football team.
Yeah, they're getting the job done there defensively.
They'll send it in at left tackle. M.J. LeBlanc in this formation as Tremblay is going to roll to his left. Now he looks the other way, under pressure, lofting it into the end zone, and it will be incomplete. A lot of pressure from Berzoni. I believe Bissonette was the other player there. So it will be third.
That was really a good throwaway by Jason Tremblay. What he did is he threw the ball up.
A few technical problems at 51, I guess, but that's to be expected, undertaking one of their first live broadcasts. So third and goal, just outside the 7. Fake to Rames. Tremblay keeping the football inside the 5. Jason Tremblay. Is he in?
I think he's in.
I think he's in. Touchdown.
Turn back cut back across the grain by Jason Tremblay to get that ball in the end zone. Nice job by Jason.
Fifth touchdown of the year for Jason Tremblay. And Biddeford with a 6-0 lead. And the extra point on its way here from Min-Ho Choi out of the hold of Randy Pettit. And the extra point is perfect. And the Tigers, with 3:39 remaining in the first quarter of play, Keith, have jumped out to a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, just a super job that time by Tremblay. He really slid to the inside and was able to pick up some nice yardage. And that was all just a great job by the offense. Really mixed it up a little bit and got some good tough yardage when they needed to. Obviously, the pass to Magna for 14 yards really set up that whole scoring drive.
Okay, so the Tigers striking first. Biddeford in the playoffs has been averaging 46 points a game throughout the season, averaging over 41. And on that one touchdown, Waterville has given up more points than they had given up in their 3 previous playoff games, Keith. They had pitched a couple of shutouts and just given up 6 points.
Well, obviously, when you give the ball to a high-powered offense such as Biddeford on about their 30-yard line, I think that's where the punt ended up being, somewhere in that area. 6 plays later, they're in, but you know, you just can't do that against a very good offense that Biddeford has. A lot of weapons that they show you.
Field position extremely important in this game. Tigers lead at 7-0. Choi to kick off again with the wind at his back. And you can see how strong the wind is blowing the ball off the tee. And the last time, kind of a poor kick, maybe some nerves.
Obviously.
We're looking for a little better kick from Choi on this one.
You know, there's not many young men in the state of Maine that have the opportunity to play on a state championship game, particularly football, and you know, there's a few nerves there, no question.
That comes down to the 6-yard line, where it's picked up by Adams. Straight up the middle, gets out to the 25-yard line. And that is where the Panthers will take over. We talked about Waterville only giving up 6 points in the playoffs. They defeated Oxford Hills in the quarterfinals 48-0. Defeated Mount Blue in the semifinals 48-6. And last week, a 28-0 winner over Bangor in the Eastern Maine Championship.
Impressive. And I think in those 3 games, I think Hamill had about 350 yards rushing the football. So impressive playoffs for the Waterville.
Jeunesse. Oh, big hit by Randy Pettit. He took the brunt of that blow, too, near the helmet.
It looks like he's all right. He shook it off a little bit, but...
First hit by Scott Rule.
Mike Campbell scored 5 touchdowns against Oxford Hills in the first round. Biddeford, on the other hand, defeated Westbrook 49-7 in the quarters, Lewiston 42-6 in the semis, and Thornton 47-7 last week in the Western Maine Championship. Nothing for Hamill on second down, and Joel Laranger making the stop.
Taken down by number 75.
They're squeezing in right now. What they're trying to do is it looks to me that they're trying to make Waterville either pass the ball or try to run to the outside, because they're not going to give him Hamill to the inside. And right now they're really putting the hurt on him.
Dan Netto comes wide to the left. G to the top of your screen on third down and 11.
Looking to pass the ball.
Scott looking over the middle to G. Incomplete. Right off of Steve Tardif's hands. Tardif, who has 3 interceptions on the year, almost had his 4th.
Well, that ball was hung up there a little bit, and he was able to cut to the inside with his speed and then make a play on the ball. Almost come up with it.
Very hard to throw a pass like that, Keith, into a stiff wind.
Obviously, when you're trying to lay it out there with the wind coming right down, it sort of holds the ball up.
We'll have a different punter now. Vinny Genest, who has been sharing the punting duties with Tupper, will punt this one. And the Tigers will have field position at their 46 as it's down by more. So the Tigers with 2:02 left in the quarter lead it 7-0. The Tigers, Keith, in search of their 8th gold ball. They're 7-1 in state championship games. Their only loss coming in 1970 to Brewer. Won all the others.
Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the first period. Biddeford first and 10.
Tardif and Magnet to the right on first down.
Counter back to Grenier.
Grenier and Bissonette and Stanley. Nice stop.
You know, you see the character of some football teams now, and Waterville obviously gives up 7 points, but they want to come back and they want to establish something defensively. On the other hand, this is a situation where Biddeford would really like to get something down the field, maybe a couple more first downs, get into a position where they might be able to go to the end zone with a play.
Pickup of 1 for Keith Grenier. It'll be second down and 9. Fake to Rames. Pepin going long. It's up there and too far. Andy Pepin, the intended receiver.
Again, if he'd had another half a second to 2 seconds, he might have been able to get to a situation where he'd be able to make the play, but Chris Bernzoni, it looked like number 54, put a lot of pressure on Jason Tremblay, and he didn't have the time that he needed to throw that football.
This team does have some impressive sack totals. Dan Higgins, one of the ends, has 8. Bernzoni has 7, so they've been able to put pressure on the quarterback this year. Tremblay throwing on third down, hits Magnet for the first down.
What a nice catch.
Kevin Magnet, Keith, the leading receiver on this team. That is his 11th reception.
Nice job by Kevin. That way, he knew he was going to take a licking, and what he did is he stayed right with the ball and stayed focused on it and took a shot, but he held on to it. Nice job by Kevin.
Actually, his 12th pass catch, Keith. He had one earlier in the quarter. And it's first and 10 for the Tigers at the Waterville 37. Tremblay running with the football, and Tremblay picks up a good 5 or 6. Under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Biddeford should get in field goal range, as you see Jason Tremblay as PXT starts to get in some of their graphics here. But as Biddeford gets closer, if they get into field goal range, the swap for the quarters, they'll definitely be at a little bit of a disadvantage because of the wind. Second down and 5, 15 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Keith Grenier. Grenier breaks it to the outside. Grenier around the end. Grenier down to the 10 and ridden out of bounds. Pickup of about 20 on that play, Keith.
What can you say? You got Jason to the outside. You got Keith to the outside, and when they got Keith to the outside, he's able to really, you can see how his speed really comes into play as Waterville looked like they tried to come up to make the play, and he went to the outside and really put the Jets on.
8 seconds remaining in the quarter with Grenier going out of bounds. And the ball is at the Waterville 14. Grenier again. hit at the line, squirts ahead for a few more. Hamill had him initially, but Grenier got away. And that is the end of the first quarter of play in this Class A state championship game from Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. On the Starkey Ford scoreboard, it's Biddeford 7, Waterville nothing.
It's time to contact Maurice Poirier Oil Burner Service, 29 Meeting House Road in Biddeford. They offer furnace cleanings, 24-hour emergency service, and they also do plumbing. Call 284-4789 today.
The main diner on Route 1 in Wells is open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. A favorite breakfast item at the diner is the popular Eggs Benedict, served with hollandaise sauce and freshly grilled home fries. The main diner also serves an interesting assortment of lunch and dinner items, including an award-winning seafood chowder, mouth-watering clams, and their much-acclaimed lobster pie. In season, the diner also serves their very own garden-fresh vegetables. The main diner, where the friendliness of the staff, the quality of the food, and the family prices are most impressive. Do you enjoy playing sports in your leisure time? If you do, you don't want to be laid up. So if a recreational sports injury has put you on the sideline, contact the professionals at the Merrill Clinic of Chiropractic, Route 1 in Wells. They possess state-of-the-art testing equipment to diagnose your injury and the proper form of treatment. Chiropractic heals the body without the use of drugs, medication, or surgery. Stay off the disabled list by visiting the folks at Merrill Clinic of Chiropractic, Route 1 in Wells, the first step on your road to recovery.
Today's game of the week is being brought to you by Jonathan's Restaurant. Jonathan's Restaurant is a new spot for your banquets, weddings, and receptions in Ogunquit. And also by the York House of Pizza, Route 1A, across from the Village Fire Station. They've been serving the town of York for over 14 years. Come try their great pizza and delicious subs. And also by Dairy Queen Brazier, 447 Elm Street in Biddeford, featuring the full meal deal of sandwich, fry, drink, and sundae, all at one low price. And also by Indian and Main Truck Caps. For the best prices and selection of Indian and Main Truck Caps, go to the manufacturer. Visit the factory outlet, Route 1 south of Biddeford. Welcome back, everyone, to Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland for the Class A state championship game. Eric Nelson with Keith Trefethen. And video feed courtesy of Channel 51. And Keith, the Tigers leading here 7-0, and they are inside the 15 looking for another score.
Yeah, they're looking to score again here. And they're in a situation now with second down. They might go for all these downs here. How effective they are running the football. You see Wesley run that time.
Rames gets down to the 10-yard line. Tigers have to get down to the 4 for a first down.
Helped out by Darren Carpenter, along with George Vayu. Rames picks up.
So they are 6 yards short of a first down.
Third down.
And Randy Pettit bringing in the play for the Tigers. Wishbone backfield. Play action, thrown behind Pettit.
Play intended for Pettit.
Play was there.
Yeah,
Pettit was open.
Pettit was open. He was going to get hit, but he might have had enough for the first down as they bring in Choi to try to put 3 more points on the board here.
Minho Choi, 4 for 6 in field goal attempts this year. His longest field goal was 27 yards, and he did that twice early in the season where he had a string where he actually hit a field goal in 4 consecutive games. This will be from the 16, a 26-yard attempt. It's up, and it's in. Yes, it sneaks in through the right upright, Keith. You notice how the wind knocked that one down, but Choi gives Biddeford a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, I thought maybe it even got deflected, but then I looked at it, and it had a pretty good spiral on, not spiral, but over and under, and they always get a chance to take a look at it. Nobody touched it. The wind held it up, Eric, and it just barely gets in there for 26 out.
Increasing its lead to 10-0 on a 26-yard field goal by Minho Choi.
So 10-0 in favor of the Tigers. Choi's 5th field goal of the season. And he now has 73 points this year to go along with his 56 extra points that he has made, Keith. He's 56 for 62, over 90% on his extra points.
It's a nice job. With the wind coming right at you, he stayed focused and was able to get enough of it to get those 3 points. 8 plays, 54 yards, and they come up with 3 more points and extend their lead.
They'll need a good kick from him here, so he will be kicking it into the wind. And a trio of players back for Waterville at the 5. And that kick will come down at the 20. It's fumbled. And it would appear to be Waterville's ball as they do bounce on it. As Lucas Adams had trouble controlling it initially. But the Panthers will be right around the 30-yard line, Keith, as they start the possession here with 11:09 left in the half, and Biddeford leading 10-0.
Now with the wind behind them, we'll see if they air out the ball a little bit more with the wind behind them. They tried to establish a run. They haven't had much success with it.
First down play. Scott still with the football, running very well, and finally taken down by Tardif and Corvo. But Scott is a big mobile quarterback, Keith, at 6'3", 210.
Yeah, held on to the ball very well, Eric. And what he did is able to really not show the ball that well, put it right on his hips to sort of hit it and just sort of stopped and walked a little bit almost, and then turned the corner and picked up 9 yards.
Second down and less than a yard for Waterville. They'll operate out of the eye. And Hamill, the fullback, a penalty flag on the play.
Full flag, flag and a flag.
The way that one was thrown, it looks like it probably an offsides penalty on Waterville, and obviously I think Biddeford will take this penalty only because given second down and maybe 6.
Penalty against Waterville, 5-yard penalty.
That's the first penalty against Waterville in this game. And you call it, Keith, it is illegal procedure. And that will put them back 5 yards and keep the down. Officials with some confusion here.
5-yard penalty. The ball back.
They marked off 10 yards instead of 5, Keith.
Well, that would probably bring up a few warning signs in the coaching staff over Waterville, and with the Biddeford side not saying anything.
I think Coach Knight realized something wasn't right there. So it'll be second down and 6. Scott going to be sacked, and he throws the football now. Will that be grounding? And there is no
he
flag.
was in the grass and the play was called, and just give him the loss that time.
And then number 77, George Corvo.
Boy, George is really showing that he's probably one of the outstanding linemen in his own right in the state of Maine, if not the best offensive and defensive lineman. Just doing a super job right now for the Tigers.
There are the game's officials. Saw those graphically. Jeff Gray leading. Third down and 11 for Waterville.
26.
Play action looking for G again. Incomplete. He had beaten Tardif by a step. But they ran that play in the first quarter too.
Yeah, they did.
They just really let G use his speed to get to the middle of the field.
Right. We saw in the first time they used that when they were going against the wind that the ball held up and Tardif was able to step in. This time the ball really got in the wind and really sailed down the field, and they weren't able to pick up or catch up to it.
You see the sun coming back out. This will be a very difficult punt to field because of this. Tardif and Grenier shielding their eyes near the 40. Janess gets off a decent punt, and the Tigers will let it roll. And it will come to rest at the 30-yard line. And that is where Biddeford will take over. 9:30 remaining in the first half. Biddeford leading this championship game 10-0. So the penalty certainly helping out the Tigers, Keith. It was second down and 1. They got the illegal procedure, and then they held.
Yeah, they certainly were able to do what they had to do, particularly when they knew that Scott was going to step back and pass. They put enough pressure on him. Another 6 yards there in the pass, incomplete pass, and you get the punt situation.
First down play goes to Grenier. An excellent play made by Mike Hamill. Leading this team in tackles, Keith, came into the game with 99 and obviously has gone over the 100 mark.
Yeah, nice job by Hamill. It appears that he was able to get through a gap, and he might, in fact, he might be keying Keith Grenier a little bit today as well, because he was right there as Keith was receiving the ball.
Magnet to the bottom of your screen on second down. Here's Grenier, and again another excellent defensive play. This time it's Josh Bayou, the free safety, making the tackle.
They're coming up. They're going to make, if the free safety's coming up, particularly in a play like that, you're in man coverage back there, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised here. I think Waterville feels that Biddeford wants to run the ball here, and are not going to throw it. And we'll see, obviously, Biddeford will probably throw the ball on this particular down.
Third down and 11 after Grenier lost a yard. Tremblay looking for the quick hitter, and it's knocked down. Batted down by Ian Stanley. And really, that Waterville defensive line did a very good job on this series of plays.
Well, I don't think they've been down 10-0 this whole year. And obviously, they've got some character of their own. And this time they come up, and it looked to me that they were keying Grenier on those two plays and trying to make them throw the ball. I think you're going to see in the second quarter they're going to try to force Biddeford to throw the ball against the wind.
Ruled to kick into the wind. Bayou back at the 40. Rule kicks it toward him. You see the effect the wind has on that ball. And it will be down by Kevin Magnet just on the Waterville side of the 50. So the defensive struggle continues. 8:06 remaining in the half. 10-0 in favor of the Tigers, but two great defenses doing the job.
Oh yeah, right now they are, no question about it. And again, Waterville come up with a good defensive stint, gives their offense some pretty good field position. And Waterville needs to do something offensively, but the Tigers need to come up with a big D once again here.
First down play is, we didn't catch it on our screen, as for some reason we're seeing the Biddeford sideline.
Another tackle with Ben Fournier.
Maybe the PXC is in a commercial, I'm not sure. But ball was carried out to about the 40-yard line. So we apologize. Constraints that we are operating under here, we are at the mercy of someone else. Oh. So we're dealing with it the best that we can here. Second down and 9. Scott looks over the middle, incomplete. G was open, he just dropped the football.
Yeah, a lot of pressure again being put on the quarterback, and Scott had to deliver the ball a little bit quicker than I think he would like to, but the ball was low and G just couldn't come up with it.
That'll make it third down and 8. 29.
Stops the clock with 7:18 left in the half. Biddeford looking for their third state championship in 4 years.
Looking to pass the ball again.
Out to G. This time he holds on to the football and has a first down past the 40. G, a good receiver. 7 catches on the year for an average of 15 yards a catch. The person we haven't seen him throw the ball to is Mike Hamill, who is their leading receiver. As you see the replay on this, Keith.
It looked like they flooded the zone a little bit, got G on the inside, as you see Cardiff coming up, and it looks like perhaps Rule had him man-to-man on that particular case.
First down over the middle for Neto, and that may be another Waterville first down. Dan Neto with the catch. Just 3 catches on the year for Neto, but that's a big one. It's another Waterville first down.
Certainly nice one. He was able to seal it to the inside and come up with the first down, or come up with a ball by sealing the defender off. And Coach Knight, I think, has indicated that his team is versatile. Right now, with the wind behind him, his game plan is with the wind behind him, he's going to take advantage of it. He's throwing the football a little bit more than he did in the first quarter.
First down from the 24. Again, throwing the football, incomplete. Tipped by a couple of players over the middle.
By number 77, George Corrival.
So Brian Scott, who only throws about 6 passes a game, have thrown 4 on the last 2 possessions.
Well, I really feel that, particularly on the Waterville side, maybe not as much on the Biddeford side perhaps, but Waterville feels that if they have the wind behind them, they're going to throw the ball a little bit more. They feel that they can throw the ball, and they're going to try to do it.
Second down play for the Panthers. Scott sacked in the backfield. Scott Rule.
Nice job by Scott staying home. Scott Rule, and the play action to the back, and Scott holds onto it. Tries to come around the end by himself. No doing that time.
Lost a couple, Keith. Back out to the 25-yard line. Single back is Janest. Scott. Oh, Jeff Lude on the big play.
Nice job by Lude. Really stepped right in there, did a super job.
A couple of really fine defensive plays for the Tigers here.
His chance to
you see the replay. Boy, Lude just busted through the line, Keith. Nothing that Scott could do.
No, there wasn't anything there. Lude just got rid of the blocker that was in front of him and penetrated, and Scott was right there made a nice play, Jeff Lude.
4th and 16. Scott sacked again by Lude.
So this is typical for the Tigers. When the pressure is on and they know they're going to pass, they like to come with everybody, and obviously they did it there and really put pressure on Scott. No going anywhere for Scott that time.
Well, it's too bad you can't. You see a nice shot at Jeff Lude, 6 foot, 225 pounds. Too bad you couldn't quite capture the excitement by getting a nice close-up of Jeff there, but you do get to see a shot of the Biddeford crowd on hand. So the Tigers take over on downs after the sack. They'll take over at their 36-yard line. 5:15 remaining in the first half. Tremblay faking the 2-back.
Oh, nice block out here.
And he gets a couple on the play.
Carl Landry really putting a nice block on it. Looked like it was on Hamill. Stayed right with him and did an outstanding job and allowed him to come around the corner and pick up a few yards.
Moore and Fortin make the tackle on Jason Tremblay, who picks up 2 yards. Tremblay has rushed for 215 yards this year, averaging almost 5 yards a carry.
And that's 2 games, more than 2 games that he didn't play in.
Yep. Pitch to Grenier. Student body right. Has some room and then tackled nicely at the 40. There is a flag on the play. And Hamill making the tackle for Waterville. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, the way the flag is on, it obviously is probably holding. And I believe that's what the indication is that time. And obviously, if you're Waterville, you take that play and drop him back another 5 yards.
Second penalty against the Tigers. Talking it over with Captain Mike Campbell. And that will be 10 yards marked off against the Tigers. So it leaves them now, Keith, with 2nd and 17. Some Biddeford fans near our microphones, huh? So Biddeford
they're into a passing type situation. I'm surprised you're in wishbone here. I thought they'd go double slot.
And they give it to Rames right up the middle. And Rames picks up about 3. Darren Carpenter, the nose guard, makes his tackle. Tigers, with the exception of a couple of nice runs by Keith Grenier, found it a little tough going on the ground.
They certainly have, and I think the coaching staff of Waterville feels that they're going to run the ball with the wind against them, and that's what they're trying to do at this particular point.
So 3rd down and 12 for the Tigers. Tremblay with time going long for Tardif. Incomplete. Boy, the ball got knocked down by the wind, and Ken G should have intercepted that ball.
Yeah, he should have. Again, throwing into the wind, the ball's going to hang. And a lot of times, those high, long passes like that are going to hang up on you. You need to be a little more crisp, either to the inside or the outside on some slants or even a fade, but no going that time.
3:35 left in the half, and the Tigers will punt. Rule back at his 20. Vayu and G are back near the 40. And again, we can't quite see Scott in the picture. There he is. Thank you. And he gets off a very fine kick into the wind. Takes a Waterville bounce and down by Steve Tardif. So I guess we should be a little more descriptive with our play calling then, Keith, so everyone knows.
Sort of like we're on
exactly
radio,
what's happened. Yeah, almost. And sometimes a little hard to figure out what's going on in the field.
Yeah, we won't badmouth them much.
So Waterville will start at the 47. Justin Hamill in the backfield. And Hamill gets the football. Met by Mike Rule, sheds him. And then taken down by LeBlanc. Obviously Hamill, a very powerful runner.
Yeah, I think he's 6'2", 215. Just a big physical kind of kid, and that time he showed why he's gained the yardage that he has all year long by really busting through there and dropping the tackle.
Leads Waterville in scoring with 23 touchdowns, 20 of them on the ground, 3 in the air. Second down and 6. Scott, incomplete. Intended for Dan Netto.
Again, I think that particular play, more than anyone else here, he had more time to throw the ball, but because of the pressure that he's got on a couple other pass plays in the game, that he didn't take as much time as perhaps. So even though they didn't get to him, I think he threw that ball a little bit quicker than he really needed to.
And you see the time left in the first half, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Third down. Scott again to throw. It's G, tackled by Tremblay at the 45. So they'll be a couple yards short of the first down, and decision time for Waterville. Brings up 4th and 2. Certainly with the wind at their back, they have the advantage.
Well, I think they're in a situation with 2:07 left, the wind being their back, I think they feel that they can go for it. Look to Hamill to get the ball inside here.
And he does, and he is short of the first down.
Good interior penetration. Looked like George Corvo was in the backfield, sort of disrupt that whole play that time. Looked like they tried to pull a guard and have Hamill go behind the guard. No going that time by Biddeford Tigers. Defensively, again, come up with some big play.
So the Tigers again will take over on downs. They'll have a minute 56 to try to move the ball 56 yards. So they will start at their 44. Tremblay quickly out to Grenier. Excellent pursuit by G and Hamill. Grenier takes 3 or 4 to get him down, but finally gets back to the line of scrimmage.
What they're trying to do is isolate Grenier out there so he can use his speed and his talent to make something happen. So, again, they throw the ball out to the outside and let Grenier do what he can do. Now, Grenier can get a chance to take a look at Keith, 5'7", 165. We always debate how big he is. But anyways, Keith, just a great athlete. And that time, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see that again with him throwing the football.
Grenier comes in motion. They do it to the other side.
There it is.
And now he's going to throw it. It's lofted for Pettit at the 35. He had to wait for the football, but a first down for the Tigers. You called it, Keith. A big pickup for the Tigers. 26 yards, Keith, on the pass play. And big yardage with 1:03 left.
You can see that coming, you know. Obviously, you can see that coming. Here you go. You get a chance to Keith to take the ball. He lofts it up there. And you can see why he's a running back and not a quarterback. That ball was sort of fluttering up there, and Randy's hoping it would come down a little bit quicker than he did.
And Rames carrying on first down.
Tackled by number 37. Mike Hamill.
And we may see Biddeford use some timeouts, and they do use one here with 51 seconds remaining in the half.
I think they'd like to put one more on the scoreboard here and go in 17-0 if they could.
Baines to pick up the 3. Inside the 26.
That is the first timeout taken by either team in the half, coming with 51 seconds remaining.
It looks like our counterparts are going to stay with the action here and allow us to continue to broadcast here. But again, with 51 seconds left, it leaves a lot of options. Obviously, for Biddeford, they can go the double slot, which we've seen them do a lot of. You've seen now the quarterback throw to Grenier, and Grenier throws the ball out of the halfback option. So there's a lot of weapons out there still for Biddeford right now. We've seen this happen time and time again all year long. Bring the guys over. They ask them, what's going, what isn't going, what can we do in this particular situation, and it's almost a community effort, so to speak, to talk a little bit about what they're going to do in the next couple plays.
We mentioned about the history of these two teams. Waterville, their only state championship coming back in '74. Of course, the Tigers' history of beating Gardner back in '91, beating Lawrence in 1990, and then before that they beat Bangor in '84, South Portland in '83, Bangor in '80, Edward Little in '71, and Bangor again in 1967. So this is a school that's deeply entrenched in tradition here in these championship games. And Tremblay on second down, quickly to Grenier, gets to the outside. Grenier is inside the 10.
Grenier finally brought out of bounds.
Again, Coach Landry, I think, talked about it a little bit, that they're going to find ways to get the ball into Keith Grenier's hand. You've seen him throw the ball. You've seen Grenier, they've thrown the ball to him, they've run the ball, and they get a chance to see Keith do his magic right there, Eric, as he steps by one defender and then gets to the outside and gets out of bounds so they don't have to use a timeout.
Grenier on the season has caught 7 passes for almost 25 yards a catch, over 1,500 all-purpose yards for Keith Grenier, 1,524 coming into this game. Power I for Biddeford on 1st and goal. Grenier with the football. Grenier to the outside, headed toward the stick. Keith Grenier, touchdown!
Just phenomenal. What he does that time, Keith does, he shows you the belly to the inside, and then with his speed, he goes to the outside. He's able to turn the corner and come up with another TD for the Biddeford Tigers. And that's a good touchdown for them to come up with 38 seconds left here in the half.
Keith Grenier's 32nd touchdown
here is
on the season.
Slow motion as Keith is going around the end there and gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Tigers lining up for the extra point with 38 seconds remaining in the half. High snap, Pettit puts it down, and it's a bad kick. Well, if the footing had anything to do with it, but the Tigers, with 38 seconds left, lead to 16-0.
Yeah, that particular scoring drive, 4 plays, 56 yards, and they're able to come up with the plays. Again, getting back to what we were talking about before the break, finding ways to get the ball into Grenier's hands, either pitching the ball, having him throw the ball, or passing the ball to him. And that last time you saw them go with a power I for him, and he just bellies it out. Shows it that he's going to the inside. That sort of freezes the defenders. He bounces to the outside and picks up that great yardage and gets into the end zone for that touchdown. Really a good touchdown before the end of the half.
So see what Waterville can do here with the final 38 seconds. They've been throwing the ball quite a bit in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised if they can get decent field position off the kick to try to air a couple passes out here. The wind playing a definite factor with the kicking game. Choice kickoffs have not been as effective, or any of the punting or any kicking really, when they've been kicking from right to left into the wind. And the deep men for Waterville up at the 10-yard line, and Choi keeps it on the ground, or is picked up by Adams at the 19. Oh, and Chris Bolduck fumbled
the ball.
And right into G's hands.
Brought down by 55. Chris Bolduck.
Adams got hurt on that particular play. Took a shot pretty low, and
It was a 12-yard kickoff.
looks like he's getting up and getting off the field, and hopefully that young man will be fine.
So Waterville with an opportunity here to see if they throw the football. As the half winds down, the clock is running. We're down to 20 seconds. And they will not. They hand off to Hamill. Probably content to run out the clock, Keith. And we're in no rush to snap the ball.
Boy, George is having one heck of a first half, isn't he? Doing everything inside, and he's done a great job with that football team.
And the Tigers serenaded by their fans. They're here in the hundreds, or the thousands. And at halftime on the Starkey Ford scoreboard of this state championship game, it's the Biddeford Tigers 16, the Waterville Purple Panthers nothing.
Dave's IGA, York Village Shopping Center in York, is hometown proud. Proud to be serving their friends and neighbors the most delicious selection of fresh food items available. And to make sure you're getting the best value for your dollar, pick up Dave's IGA Super Savings Circular. The circular is available at the store every Monday morning and can be found in the York Weekly. So stop by Dave's IGA for all the great specials you've come to expect. Open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Dave's IGA, hometown proud.
You are watching TCI of Southern Maine, Channel 12. We're taking television into tomorrow.
Babies love being born at York Hospital. All of these babies did. Mothers love it too. At York Hospital, there are no surprises for mother or baby. When you come to the hospital to give birth, there are no strangers taking care of you. No change in shift personnel. People you have never met or seen before. When you have a baby at York Hospital, you're cared for by your nurses, ones who have shared your pregnancy, your delivery, and are there for you after delivery. Your doctor and your nurses, who know you, your concerns, and your desires, will be on hand at this most important time of your life. All of these beautiful babies were born at York Hospital. Why not yours? We invite you to call us and learn more about our unique birthing program, designed to meet the needs and desires of mothers, babies, and the entire family. Why not make York Hospital your hospital? York Hospital, just across the bridge from New Hampshire.
Welcome back, everyone, to TCI of Southern Maine Sports Game of the Week. Halftime here at Fitzpatrick Stadium in the 1993 Class A State Championship game. Biddeford leading Waterville 16-0. And Keith, let's take a look at our halftime stats.
Yeah, we'll look at the Purple Panthers from Waterville. They had 2 first downs in the first half. They rushed the ball for 16 yards. Passing attempts uncharacteristic for them, 3 for 10 for 17 yards. They had total offense of 33 yards, 1 penalty for 5 yards, and no turnovers. For the Tigers, 6 first downs, 67 yards rushing the ball. Passing attempts 4 for 11 for 60 yards, 127 yards of total offense, 2 penalties of 15 yards, and no turnovers.
Okay, we have seen much more passing than we anticipated in the first half. We would like to remind you that today's halftime is being brought to you by the Maine Diner, Route 1 North in Wells. Look for their new fall specials where every Thursday they feature the New England boiled dinner. As the Biddeford Marching Band has performed here at halftime for the crowd. We're still a few minutes away from the start of the second half of play, and they themselves have had a great season on the field, so to speak, Keith. The band getting a really nice round of applause for the good work that they have done all season long. But a couple of those stats that they really stand out, just 16 yards of rushing for Waterville, and all the passing. We saw 21 passes in the first half, Keith.
Yeah, they would have had more yardage passing, but Biddeford defensively sacked, I think, for 10 or 12 yards. I don't have my statistics right in front of me, but really took off from the passing. But 3 for 10, they even throwing the ball that much was quite something.
Okay, we are going to go down, and we will come back with the start of the second half in just a moment. Our score on the Starkey Ford scoreboard, it is the Biddeford Tigers leading at halftime 16-0.
Banging at the ocean, banking at the ocean. For more than 135 years, Ocean National Bank has been an independent community bank, committed to preserving the quality of life in York County. That's why money deposited in Ocean National is invested with local York County families and businesses. If you want to invest in your community, bank with Ocean National. Banking at the ocean, banking at the ocean.
Welcome back, everyone, to TCI of Southern Maine Sports. You see the Tigers warming up before we start the second half here at Fitzpatrick Stadium in the 1993 Class A state championship game. The Tigers trying to win their third state championship in 4 years, and they lead 16-0 as we start the second half of play. The sun has come back out here again at Fitzpatrick, but it's still very windy and very cold.
It certainly is, and that wind doesn't look like it's died down at all, so that will again be an important factor, I think, as this second half starts. And Biddeford starts out on offense to start the second half. We'll have to see what they come out with. Waterville, on the other hand, has to try to do something to run the football. They've been so successful running the football all year. They've got to go back to the basics that got them here, and I expect them to come out trying to run the football and try to create something with their rushing. But hard task for them to come back 16-0 here after half, and the Tigers are real tough. They're a good second half ball club, Eric. We've seen it all year long. They've made those subtle adjustments that they have to make at halftime, and they come out sometimes, and most of the games have played better in the second half than they did in the first.
So the captains will come back out onto the field, as is ceremony. Jason Tremblay and George Corvo for the Tigers. Appears there may be a little bit of tape on George Corvo's left knee, Keith.
I saw him limp it off after that last tackle, the end of the first half, and he got up slowly and he walked off awful gingerly, but you know, George is just a competitor. What can I say about him? You know, again, we talked about Fitzpatrick Trophy candidate. Obviously, he won't be the Fitzpatrick candidate only because he's a lineman, but they should have their own award for them. And Big George would be one of those kind of guys that you'd be looking forward to get that as he comes off the field very gingerly on that left knee.
So the Tigers actually will kick to start the second half, as you saw the ceremonies on the field. So they will have the wind at their back for the third quarter of play. And that's how things will start as Biddeford leads 16-0. If Biddeford were to win today, this would be their 40th win, Keith, in the decade of the 90s, which is more than any other Class A team. That would be 10 wins per year. And, of course, something that we have not mentioned all season long, especially in the end, that we haven't mentioned, and it was kind of on purpose, but there is the possibility that this is the last game that Mike Landry will be the Biddeford head coach.
Yeah, I sensed that after the Western Maine Championship win against Thornton. Just the way he was looking at it, he seemed to be smelling and taking in the whole field at the end of the game, and that just made me feel that perhaps this was going to be his last game today.
We will see. Waterville fielding the kick. G. Oh, nice job. Continues to break tackles and finally brought down at the 30-yard line. So that is where the Purple Panthers will start off in the second half. Brian Scott at quarterback, Vinny Ginest, your tailback, Mike Hamill, your fullback. On the line, Bernie Bernhardt at center, Chris Tupper and Eric Fortin, your guards. Your tackles, Joe Ferris and Ian Stanley. Your tight end, John Hanley. Your split end, Dan Netto, and your flanker is Josh Bayou. First play from scrimmage of the second half. Ginest, tackled by Jeff Lude and Ben Fournier. Lude had a great first half with a couple of sacks. The Biddeford defense will feature George Corvo and Jeff Lude at the tackles. Ben Fournier and Joel Laranger are your ends. Your inside backers are Mike Rule and Carl Landry. The outside backers, MJ LeBlanc and Scott Rule. And your DBs are Steve Tardif, Randy Pettit, and Jason Tremblay. Second down and 10. Scott taking his time at the line, and that, I believe, will be a legal procedure.
Yeah, it looked like Scott. I don't know. A lot of times high schools don't have the ability to maybe audibilize at the line of scrimmage, and it looked like Scott was looking around to maybe try to change the play at the line of scrimmage here and call something else, and just the difference in cadence, perhaps, or what was going on, made some movement on that line.
5-yard penalty brings it back 5 yards. They will keep the down. It'll be 2nd down and 15. Scott going to throw. Sends it out to Ginest. Wide open is Ginest. LeBlanc and Tremblay in pursuit, and they run him out of bounds. Jason Tremblay just got enough of him at the 35.
Again, a good play that time. It looked like they come out of the backfield. They'd like to throw their backs out of the backfield. Waterville's, 11-0 all season long. As you get a chance to look at this, coming back with the ball to Ginest as he comes scooting up the sideline. They're 11-0 ball club, Eric. They're not going to lay down and die, and they're going to come out here and try to establish something and get a score on that board.
Ginest, a good run. He's the second leading rusher on this team with over 800 yards. Did a good job running with the ball after he caught it. In the backfield, Scott is sacked. 4 Biddeford Tigers all in on the play.
Again, when you get the beast against the wall, as you do with the Biddeford Tigers defensively, they come right at you. They'd rather come and bite you as opposed to sitting back and letting you come at them. And that's exactly what they did that time, putting the pressure on Scott.
A loss of 4 to be 2nd down and 14 from the 39. 2 minutes into the second half, Biddeford leading 16-0. Scott, straight drop to his right, hits Ginest again. Wow, Carl Landry, and that's a face mask, I believe.
Everybody says it's a face mask, but I don't see any flags on the play. Yes, there
is one on the ground. Okay. The Waterville side was cheering, and that is face mask against Biddeford. And that is a big penalty because that may be enough to give them a first down.
It's going to be real close.
So it will be about 3rd and 3 is what it will present them with. So a big penalty.
And a big 3rd down play here. You know, what Waterville has done all year is they've been able to establish their run. And again, this is a situation with 3rd and, well, it looks like 2nd down, Eric, and 3. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they go to Hamill to try to pick up this extra yardage here and perhaps get that first down and keep this drive going. So look for them to hand off to Hamill.
Keith called it 2nd and 3. Hamill fumbled the football. Biddeford ball. Carl Landry comes out of the pack with a football, and that's the game's first turnover, and it's a big one.
Certainly is. Waterville on the drive there, so to speak. They're moving the football, passing as you get a chance right here. He gets rid of the ball, and Biddeford swarming to it and come up with a play. I can't see who got on that ball, Eric. But
I think Carl Landry came out of the
pack.
pack.
Carl Landry had it. There's just showing 5'10", 185-pound senior. Comes up with a play.
Waterville was marching, but the drive snuffed out on the fumble. And that is Steve Tardif on the carry for the Tigers on first down.
You know, a guy that we didn't see handle the ball much in the first half was Steve Tardif. And again, Steve has that kind of ability, similar to Keith, and can do a lot of things for you. Don't be surprised if the coaching staff at Biddeford feels that Grenier's being really looked at, that they don't give the ball to Steve.
Grenier trying to get around the end. Makes a move on Vayu and is very close to a Tiger first down.
Didn't get a first down. He's awful close to it. As they indicate first down.
They do. They don't have to measure. We'll have the first down. Talked about Biddeford's 7-1 record in state championship appearances. As you see Grenier
just powering his way up there, knowing what he had to get for first down yardage, Eric.
Yep,
and he picks it up.
A Mike Landry coach Biddeford team has never lost in a state championship game, Keith. He is 5-0 as a coach. second back, Tardif. Steve Tardif still running, close to another Tiger first down.
Down by Chris Verzoni.
Verzoni making the tackle for Waterville. Steve Tardif has had a great year offensively.
Pick up about 10 yards.
Over 620 yards rushing for Tardif. 10 touchdowns on the ground, averaging over 8 yards a carry, as the officials will measure.
Yeah, you know, next year you'll see Steve as the premier back and that halfback as a premier halfback in that wishbone offense. So he can get the job done.
And Keith, that will be enough for a first down. By the length of the football. Keeps the drive going for Biddeford.
And a first down to Biddeford at the 44.
So from the 44 for the Tigers, they stay in the wishbone.
Looking to pass the ball.
Tremblay looking for Pettit, turned him around. Oh! Football. Randy Pettit inside the 30.
Nice job by Randy. What he did is the ball looked like he wanted it to the outside part of his shoulder, looking over the sideline side. He had to turn his body around, Eric, to make that play. Nice job.
A pickup of 26 yards on the play.
Oh.
And a first down for the Tigers. We'll not get a chance to see that one on replay, but Biddeford will have it at the Waterville 30-yard line.
Give the ball to Tardif.
Oh, Tardif just shedding blockers left and right.
Nice
Finally
job
taken
by
down by Brian Scott.
The unknown man in the first half, Steve Tardif, and he's carried the ball 3 times here and picked up probably around 20 or so yards already here in the second half.
Steve Tardif picks up the the ball down to the 22-yard line. Second down and 2.
7:40 remaining in the quarter. Second down and a long 2 for the Tigers. Again, the wishbone. Grenier. He has enough for the first down. Eric Fortin helping to make the tackle. It's one of the better sustained drives for Biddeford in this game, Keith.
They certainly have. They're putting it together. As George Corvo comes out, I think they sent Bill Sennett in to take George's spot.
Also picks up a first
Give him a
down.
blow.
Yep. The 2 drives that Biddeford had earlier, thanks in large part to field position, didn't have to march the ball all that far, and this has been one of their better sustained drives thanks to the big pass play. First and 10 now from the 18. First back, Rames.
Leslie Rames.
He's down to the 15. You can hear how windy it is here in Portland. It is just gusting.
I'm happy we're inside, even though a couple of windows are open here for video purposes. It's nicer in here than obviously it'd be outside.
At least we can hear each other here. And up at Bowdoin the last few years, we couldn't really hear each other there. Second down play, Tremblay still with the football. Oh, and he fumbled it, but gets it back. Good hit by Verzoni. Boy, Jason Tremblay able to reach his arm out and hold on to that ball.
Verzoni's had a good defensive game for Waterville right now, and again comes up with a decent play there and almost causes that fumble.
I mentioned he is second on the team in sacks with 7. Third and 11. Tremblay running the screen. Rames. He was marked down and it's not a fumble. Maybe well short of the first down, right around the 15-yard line. You see our score in the third quarter, 16-0 with 5:47 left. Let's see that screenplay again.
Yeah, they can see you're getting good defensive pressure by Waterville, so they come back with a screen, but Waterville, again, with good pursuit, gets to the outside and stops Rames with about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
So the ball is on the 13, and this is really a big 13 yards, Keith. A touchdown here, or it was fourth down, I'm sorry, so they'll go for the field goal from the 20-yard line with the wind at his back. Choi hit one from 26 yards earlier in the game. Good snap. It's up. And it is wide right. Wide right. So the 30-yard field goal is no good, and a big stop for Waterville.
Yeah, when they end up, Biddeford's one of the premier teams, I think, in Class A of taking advantage of fumbles and interceptions, things like that. They almost came up with 3 points there, but Troy's kick a little bit to the right. But Waterville came out and showed us something they didn't show us in the first half, throwing to the halfback out of the backfield. And I expect perhaps to see a little more of that here as this game progresses.
Their backs are the leading receiver, Hamill, with the most receptions on the team. They will start from the 20, Vinny Ginesque with the football, and he is tackled by Mike Rule on first down.
Taking the tackle is number 54, Mike Rule.
Less than 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Tigers are hoping to ring the victory bell later today at the high school. Second down and 5, wide outs to both sides. The halfback, Ginesque. Jeff Lude, and they couldn't hold on to him. Boy, what a great run by Bruce Ginesque for a first down.
Nice run by Ginesque.
Boy, you got to wrap and take him down, Keith. I thought Jeff Lude had him at the line.
Which we don't see very often. Those kinds of contact by Biddeford has, and the swarming defense that they have, brings people down. That time, Ginesque would not be denied. Picks up 8 yards in the play and gets that first down.
Great second effort by Bruce Ginesque. Here is older brother Vinny carrying the ball. And maybe a yard on first down.
So again, what we thought they'd do in the second half, even though they came out and threw a couple halfback plays, they're trying to establish the run. I mean, that's what got them here, and obviously at halftime, that's probably what they talked about a little bit. Guys, we're going to go back to what got us here. What we're seeing, though, however, is they're not giving the ball to Hamill as much as they're giving it to the halfbacks.
Second down and 9 out of the I formation. Fullback Hamill breaks the tackle, still going, and Landry hauls him down at the 40. And that will leave Waterville a couple yards short of the first down. And you see a nice shot of Mike Hamill, considered to be the best player in the Pine Tree Conference.
Rightfully so, coming from an undefeated team, and the statistics really show that he is one of those types of players.
Third down and 2. Scott quickly to G across the middle. He breaks a couple of tackles, and Pettit gets him and prevents what might have been a touchdown.
G is an exciting young player. Boy, I'll tell you, he is quick. He moved to the inside real quick, and then when he got the pass, he moved quickly, and they were lucky to beat him down.
It would have been hard for them to catch G if he had gotten past Randy Pettit. G averaging over 15 yards a reception. First and 10 now from the 45. Hamill on first down, bounces to the outside, and is ridden out of bounds. Pettit and Fournier ride him out. 2:46 remaining in the third quarter.
The problem now for Waterville is that they're down 16-0. They're running the football. They need to mix it up a little bit more, and I don't know if they're going to be getting out of their game plan if they start doing that.
Second down and 5. Fake to the tailback. Pressure. Lude with his third sack of the game.
I'll tell you, he's having one heck of a football game. Jeff Lude
brings out the chance of Lude from the crowd. He has made some big plays.
So I get a chance to look at him, 6'2",
225.
Jeff Lude staying right on there, focused, and gets right to him. Gets by Ian Stanley, number 72, to make that play.
Third down and 13. Loss of 8 on the play. Scott fakes again to the fullback. Dumps it for Hamill. And a nice tackle by Jason Tremblay near the 38. So they will be a few yards short of the first down, but Brian Scott doing a nice job of getting rid of that ball.
Nice job. Had a lot of pressure, stayed composed, and was able to find Hamill. It just is inside the Biddeford defense to pick up a few yards.
Pickup of 11 yards on the play.
Puts the ball just inside the 38-yard
Big
line.
fourth down play here.
Yep, very big play. His timeout has been called on the field. Mike Landry out to talk to his defense.
Well, they're in a situation now, Eric. 16-0. Minute 45 left here in the third. We saw them do it before the half. Before half, and it came back to bite them because of the fact they gave the ball to Biddeford, excellent field position. Biddeford then turned around and drove down and put another 6 on the board. It would have been 10-0 if they punted the ball. Here, the wind is against them. They're down 16-0 with a minute 45 left here in this quarter. I think you got to go for it, but then it adds, what's the mix? You've been successful with the halfbacks. The Jeunesse brothers, it looks like they're bringing in Vinny, number 40, instead of number 20, his brother. So what do? Do you go to Hamill? You try to maybe slant pass to G if he's in the game, and I don't see him in the game right now. So I think they're going to power I formation right here. I think they'll give it to the tailback off the right tackle side. Let's take a look.
4th and 2, and motion in the backfield may have caused Biddeford to go offside.
Let's see what the call is. Looks like we had perhaps encroachment on Biddeford.
They sent Bissonette in motion, and it's encroachment against Biddeford.
It's going to give him the automatic first down here.
And that certainly helps out the Waterville drive.
Waterville, 1st and 10.
4th penalty against Biddeford. So they'll have 1st and 10 now at the 32. Bissonette in motion. They pitch to Bruce Jeunesse, and M.J. LeBlanc with a fine play.
LeBlanc sees a pitch play, comes up very quickly. Landry comes off the pile with the ball in his hand, but it's going to stay Waterville football.
You see the score, 16-0. Less than a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. You see a replay of the option run. Second and 11. Scott keeps the football. Hit at the line and nothing there. No room to run and good pursuit by Biddeford.
And on the tackle were Mike Rule and Mike Landry. Kyle Landry.
It's like Jeff Lude getting up very, very slowly off that pile and going back to the huddle.
And they may be sending Kevin Roy in place of Lude as he is down, kneeling down and appears to be in pain.
Looks like perhaps Waterville called a timeout here. I'm not sure.
Well, they're checking Scott's helmet, I think. You can't see it. It's off to the right of your screen, but I think they're attending to his helmet. And there you see, off in the distance, through that psychedelic scoreboard there, they're attending to Brian Scott, the quarterback. And it's an equipment problem, so it's not a charged timeout anywhere. And Jeff Lude remains in the football game for Biddeford. 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. I don't know if it's a chin strap or what it is, Keith. It's on the other side of the field.
Obviously, they don't want to take him out. I mean, he's the quarterback to that ball club. They want to keep him in there. But, it also gives them an opportunity, even though they're working on his equipment, to maybe talk to him about what they're going to run for a play.
So, quick shot. He's going to just get another helmet. Takes Lucas Adams' helmet. Just hope it fits. Snaps it back together. We're ready to go. 3rd down and 10 for Waterville. Clock has since started up, and we are down to 22 seconds left in the quarter. Fake to the halfback. Scott over the middle, incomplete. Intended for G. Jason Tremblay in on the coverage.
Again, not a lot of time for Scott to throw the ball. Looking for G underneath the coverage, and just wasn't able to come up with it.
And that stops the clock with 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. You see the Biddeford defense, Carl Landry looking for the sign, as this will be 4th and 10. Expect him to go to the air on this play. Scott looking left to Neto, incomplete. Off of Jason Tremblay's shoulder pads, but the Tigers will take over on down.
Well, even missing the football there perhaps gives them a better field position with the 4th down play.
And the defense gets a round of applause as they come to the sidelines with 9 seconds left.
Rightfully so. I think they have seen now everything that Waterville perhaps is going to throw at them. With the halfback coming out of the backfield and the nice play by G, they just need to continue to keep it contained to come up with a big play.
1st and 10 from the 33. Rames, the fullback. It's up close to the 35-yard line, and what is the final play of the third quarter here from Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. The 1993 Class A State Championship on the Starkey Ford scoreboard. Biddeford holding on to their 16-0 lead.
If you're looking for sales, service, and satisfaction in Southern Maine, Starkey Ford, Route 1 in York, has been the place to visit for over 36 years. There's always a good selection of new or used cars and trucks on hand whenever you need safe, dependable transportation. No gimmicks, no tricks, just a great car at a fair price. Sales, service, and satisfaction at Starkey Ford. You can get here from there, just off Route 95 in York, Maine.
Joanne's Gardens, Route 9 in Wells, is your full-service florist. Joanne's has a large variety of green or blooming houseplants and a dazzling selection of cut flowers. Stop by our new outdoor display area and choose from among the many plants and shrubs that will keep your garden bright and vibrant no matter what the season. For 28 years, the Farley family has provided the personal touch in gift selection or custom flower arrangements for any occasion. Located across from the Maryland Ridge Restaurant on Joanne's Gardens, where your satisfaction is guaranteed.
Today's Game of the Week is being brought to you by Jonathan's Restaurant. Jonathan's Restaurant is a new spot for your banquets, weddings, and receptions in Ogunquit. And also by the York House of Pizza, Route 1A, across from the Village Fire Station. They've been serving the town of York for over 14 years. Come try their great pizza and delicious subs. And also by Dairy Queen Brazier, 447 Elm Street in Biddeford, featuring the full meal deal, a sandwich, a fry, drink, and sundae, all at one low price. And by Indian and Maine Truck Caps, for the best prices and selection on Indian and Maine Truck Caps, go to the manufacturer. Visit the factory outlet, Route 1 south of Biddeford. Start the fourth quarter here on TCI of Southern Maine Sports, Channel 12. Eric Nelson with Keith Trefethen, Steve Twombly down onto the field. The Tigers hold on. We'll be going on to the field after the game for some interviews. They lead 16-0 as we start the fourth, and the second down carry goes to halfback Steve Tardif, who takes it up to the 40-yard line. Still a pile up there among the players. Some people tangled up or an injury or kind of an odd situation. It's really hard to see. A bunch of guys and a bunch of players around there. I don't know who's on the end. I haven't seen Steve Tardif get up off that pile yet, so. Yeah, and that's who it is. Tardif, Steve Tardif, and I believe a Waterville player. Marie Potvin, the Biddeford trainer, is out there. I was looking at oh, yeah, they were locked together. Looked like helmet. They were locked together. They hit each other so hard. Looks like maybe the shoelace of Steve's
And Berzoni both shaken up in a flag.
got tied up with Berzoni's helmet and caused that. We don't see that very often, that's for sure.
No, you don't. You certainly don't. Jeff Lute will come in. We'll have the power I formation here for Biddeford on third and short.
41-yard line, third down and 2.
Last time we saw the power ride, they gave it to Gurney on that sort of belly plate to the right side, scored a touchdown. This time,
Tremblay under pressure from Carpenter and sacked. Great pursuit by the Waterville defense. Darren Carpenter really made that play happen.
Yeah, good penetration by Carpenter, and he really got into that play, and it never really developed as well as Biddeford would like to see it develop.
So the Tigers will be forced to kick into the wind. You see Josh Vayu, who made the tackle. Scott Rule kicking into the wind as we're a minute into the fourth quarter. G and Vayu are back at their 40, so Waterville will get decent field position out of this. Rule with a decent kick into the wind. G with the fair catch at the 42. 10 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the football game. Waterville will take over and they trail Biddeford 16-0.
Yeah, Waterville's in a situation now. They need to strike early. They got good field position here. They get the ball on the 42, 43-yard line. They need to put something together and perhaps throw the ball a little bit more effectively than they have. So it's going to get them back in the game. They need to get in early.
If anything, they do have the wind at their back. A little play action here. Scott going over the middle, incomplete. It looked like G was the intended receiver. I don't think anyone touched the ball.
No, it looked like Scott thought Neto was going to come all the way across the field, and it sort of looked like he stopped and didn't continue across, and the ball was incomplete.
It's the wind blowing just about as hard as it has blown all game long from left to right. Second down play. Scott again to play action
situation. The ball just got away that time.
Yep, roll it out to Jan. Caught by Rames on the sideline.
Well, quite clearly, it looks like Waterville's game plan has been to go with the wind. Feel that if they have the wind, they're going to pass. They don't have the wind, they're going to try to run. Which they did in the third quarter. They ran the football almost exclusively, and now it looks like they've come out on the ball in the 42 and come up with two passing completes.
Brings up third down and 10 for the Panthers. Scott again to throw. Plenty of time. Has a lot of running room, too. Runs with a football. And it's close to a first down. LeBlanc and Tardif making the tackle.
Looks like he's got enough for that first down.
It is enough for the first down. Brian Scott.
Take a look at Brian Scott at 6'3", 210.
Junior quarterback. Here's the play. There you see LeBlanc, who eventually makes the tackle.
Good blocking out in front right there on Joel Laranger. It gives Scott a chance to look down the field and see that all his defenders are pretty well sealed off. So he needs to tuck the ball up and try to pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 46.
Reverse.
Janess, Ajit, stopped by Joel Laranger. Well, in a reverse, Keith, that's the one guy you have to get around is that end, and they couldn't do it.
Well, the ends usually try to stay home, and they seal until they see the ball pass the line of scrimmage. That time he was there to make the play. He didn't go for the bait and go down the line of scrimmage and not be in position.
The chant of Orange Crush for the Tigers defense is echoed. That was a loss of 9. 9.5 minutes left in the game. Second down and 19. Scott again to throw. Intercepted, Jason Tremblay. Tremblay gets past Janess. Has some blockers, trying to work his way through, and is inside the 30.
Jason's been waiting to do that all game long, and that time he got his right position. He was in the right place at the right time. Jason steps up, makes a big play kind of guy, Jason Tremblay is, and comes up with a big play there. There you get a chance to look at Jason on the monitor here, 5'10", 170 pounds, and we've seen him do it all year long.
That is his 5th interception of the season. That was a decent return, too. He ended up returning that ball about 20 yards.
Oh, nice job to Rames right up the middle.
Rames carrying on first down. So now time, definitely an ally of the Tigers with 8:37 left in the game.
Situation here, they pick up 5 downs in that first down, 5 yards in that first down. I expect them to continue to run the football until they feel that they're not going to be successful at it at this point. At that clock line.
Tardif gets a couple, and he is close to the 20-yard line. Bear in mind, it's still a 2-touchdown game with 2-point conversion attempts, so I know that Biddeford would like to put some type of points up here, Keith, to make it a 3, try to make it a 3-score game.
Yeah, I certainly do at this particular point. I'd like to see them put another one on there. I think Waterville goes for 2-point conversions, not kicking the football, so that threat is still there.
Grenier, left tackle, Grenier with the first down.
What can you say about Keith Grenier? They need the tough yardage, they need to come up with some big plays. Where do they go to? Big 33.
Guy's done it all year. 32 touchdowns this season for Keith Grenier. Had one earlier in the game, had himself an 8-yard run late in the half. And that was a big play after, as you see the replay. After Waterville decided not to kick on 4th and 2 and lost it on downs, Biddeford marched down the field and scored late in the half, a big play. Grenier again, and hit at the line by Chad Bissonnette. Biddeford wanting a late hit call there.
Well, the fans pretty much. I don't know about the coaching staff, but
Trevor Moore onto the pile there. You see Bissonnette making a nice tackle. Coach Frank Knight of Waterville saying this is the best group of athletes he's seen in 9 years at Waterville. He felt they were going to be a good football team. It depended on the defense, and the defense ended up playing extremely well for him this year. 2nd down and 11. Grenier again. Cannot get away from G. Min-Ho Choi practicing on the sidelines. He may be brought in here in a couple of plays. Biddeford's got about 3rd and 13 here.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to run perhaps a pass here. Enough to get 13 yards if they can. Situation there is they're going to take the time out here, Eric, and talk about it a little bit, but that's what I would expect them to do.
And why don't we take a time out while we have a break? 6:13 remaining in the football game. Biddeford leading Waterville 16-0.
Hello everyone, I'm Channel 12 Programming Director Eric Nelson. In addition to our wide variety of local programming, TCI of Southern Maine also offers another great service to you, the subscriber, the Community Bulletin Board. The Community Bulletin Board allows nonprofit organizations to run announcements of upcoming events free of charge on Channel 12. Computer-generated, state-of-the-art graphics add life to your announcements. Get the word out about your next event by submitting a completed bulletin board form, which you can get at your local TCI of Southern Maine office. The bulletin board is a great way to find out what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Uplifting television, brought to you by Nesson.
In for Oates, he's in, he scores! A hot trick for Animal! Cutting in, shot, scores! You know, a brilliant rush down the right side! Scores! Steve Hines, the rookie! Scores, you know! Yes!
No one lifts you off your feet like the Boston Bruins, and no one brings the home games home like Nesson.
Welcome back to Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland. Biddeford leading 16-0 in this Class A state championship game with 6:13 remaining. Eric Nelson with Keith Trefethen. The video courtesy of Fox 51 WPXT in Portland. And the Tigers faced with a 3rd and 13 situation after the timeout.
Yeah, I expect them to maybe come with a slant type pass pattern here. Perhaps something that they just to pick up 10 to 13 yards, enough to get the first down if they possibly can get it. But they've had a chance to talk about it here in this timeout, and we now get a chance to see. It looks like they got Randy Pettit in the backfield, so expect them to throw the ball.
They got Pettit at quarterback. Tremblay was not even in the formation. Pettit running and hit back close to the line of scrimmage. Tremblay was there on the play. He and Bissonette.
It looked to me that Tremblay was just behind the center, and the ball was snapped directly back to Pettit. So
okay, there's the replay.
The chance it didn't fool Waterville that much. It looked like they came up again. They've got some pretty good speed, and they were able to pursue and come to the ball quite effectively and really stop that play for virtually no gain.
And the Tigers are going to go for it. Same formation here on 4th down. And they hand off to Grenier. Will try to get around the outside. Keith Grenier. The Waterville defense did a great job in stringing that play out.
Super job. They strung the ball. They strung the play out. Didn't give Grenier a chance to turn the ball upfield, get his shoulders to the line of scrimmage, and then drive himself up through there. Just couldn't get it done. But what this does here, instead of kicking the ball, the ball's on the 16, so you pick up 4 yards there, Eric, instead of giving them the ball on the 20. And now there's 5 minutes and 20 seconds left, and they've got to go all the way.
So there at the 13-yard line is where Waterville will start. Inside handoff to Hamill. Tackled by Scott Rule. So the Tigers opt not to try to kick a field goal into the wind. But really you see where Waterville does have a lot of team speed. They're one of the few teams that have been able to keep up with Biddeford.
Yeah, holding this high-powered offense to only 16 points all in the first half. That's going some to say something about the defense.
The fewest points Biddeford has scored this year was 28 points in their 28-13 win over Thornton Academy in the final regular season game. Again, it's Hamill and Ben Fournier and Jeff Lude. And Jeff Lude has played a magnificent game on defense.
Those guys have been doing it all year long. Jeff Lude, Joel Loranger, Ben Fournier, George Corvo. They've just been doing it day in and day out inside there, and it's really been tough, and these guys are really feeling it right now.
3rd down and a yard. 4 minutes left in the football game. Vinny Ginest, first down for Waterville. They're going to have to start throwing the football, Keith, because they need to score twice in the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody doing it against this Biddeford defense right now. I just don't see that happening, scoring twice in 4 minutes. Stranger things have happened, and we've seen them happen.
Ball out near the 30. Scott's going to throw. Gets it out to Hamill. He's taken down by Steve Tardif. And that is out near the 40. And another Waterville first down, so it stops the clock while they move the chains with 3:43 left.
And 12 yards, the last pass play. Ball on the 40, 1st and 10.
First down from the 40, Scott to his left. And incomplete. Intended for G. Tough passer when you're on the run like that.
Well, it looked like he had Tremblay behind him, Carl Landry, and MJ LeBlanc in the front. Ben Fournier was over there as well. It looked like they had it pretty well sealed off for any type of play whatsoever.
Later this week on Channel 12, you will see the Class B state championship game between Winslow and Wells. That's later in the week, and we would like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. A mix-up in the backfield. Hamill, boy, tough runner to take down. It's down at the line of scrimmage.
See why he had such a successful season this year for Waterville. Just a tough guy, but I'll tell you, that defense for Biddeford, what more can you say? They've been in there. When the going got tough and somebody needed to get some extra yardage, they've been able to seal it off and just play a phenomenal football game so far here this afternoon.
3rd down at 7. Scott to his left. And he's going to run with it.
Ooh, there was a clip.
He is enough for a first down, but a couple of flags.
Yeah, it looked like Hamill got right on to Carl Landry, just sort of tackled him from behind and knocked him down, and the officials certainly saw it and called a play. But I'll tell you, these guys are going to know they were in a football game today. They're getting a little bit tired out there, and you can see them. The time is coming now that they need to really suck it up with 2:48 left and see if they can finish off this string. Finish the season 12-0, which looks like they're going to end up doing that. And a state championship to boot.
Tigers were undefeated in 1990. Also in 1980. Trying to do it again here. They're back in black, Keith. That was their goal to get back to this game all season long. They've done the job here this afternoon. Third down at about 17. 2:40 left. Scott again to throw. A lot of time. Incomplete. Intended for Neto, through his hands. That's the one. Naturally, they've had to throw in the second half because they've been down by 2 touchdowns. But that's the one thing that surprised me. Is that they've thrown, and they threw so much in the first half. And Jeunesse to punt with the wind. Cardiff was the lone deep back, and he'll just lay off it. And down by Trevor Moore. So 2 minutes and 22 seconds left before Biddeford can claim their 8th state championship, their 6th under Mike Landry, and their 3rd in 4 years.
Just a great run they've had under the coaching of Mike Landry.
Well, a record, Keith, if they hold on and win today, of 40-4 in the decade of the 90s. And for Mike Landry, it would be his 135th victory as head coach of the Tigers. Coming to this game at 134-38, a winning percentage of 78%, which is just outstanding over 17 years as the Tigers attempting to use the play clock as much as they can. Wesley Rames with the carry. And one thing, I don't think we got it on camera today, but Grady Boley addressed for today's game, as Waterville calls timeout, wanted to be a part of it, Keith. And you could see it on his face on the sidelines all season long. He wanted to play, and I think just being able to dress as you see the Biddeford sidelines certainly has helped him out. But he's strapped on number 34 for one last time.
Did, for one last time, and it's nice to see him out there, even though he didn't get a chance to play today, and obviously for those reasons that we just talked about. But he's got it on, and he's part of the ball club, as he's been all year long. Even though he hasn't been dressed, he's been on the sidelines, he's been with the team, and it's nice to see him dressed tonight.
So Waterville calls a timeout with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. And we will be going down to the field at the conclusion of this game to get involved with some of the post-game celebration. We're talking with Mike Landry and some of the players on the Biddeford team, as we did a couple of years ago in Gardner. When they played Gardner at Bowdoin College in Brunswick. And big question here, will the security people be able to keep the Biddeford people off the field?
Well, they've brought a couple police cruisers there, and the security is starting to line the field, so obviously they're going to make a big effort to keep these people off the field as much as possible.
Because they do have to make the presentation of the runner-up trophy and the championship trophy. And Waterville calls another timeout, I believe their last of the half. There's 1:35 left. Well, Keith, it gives us, I guess, an opportunity as we broadcast our 12th and final game of the 1993 season. Again, how much fun it has been to be here and to broadcast all of these games during the course of the year. 1993 has turned out to be very enjoyable.
It's been a magical season. You know, who would have thought when the game started, in that first game, when you saw Grady Boley and Wesley Rames go down, with injuries that we thought they'd come back and be able to have enough composure and enough talent on this team to really put things together and end up the way they did. It's just been a special season, you know. We say it every time, I guess, but each team takes on its own characteristics, and this one certainly shows you the chance of coming back when adversity was in their face.
And Rames might have gotten Biddeford the first down that will lock up the game. He's really close on that third down carry, 1:29 remaining. But it's rare that you get an opportunity to broadcast 12 games and in every game have the local team that you're covering win.
Oh yeah, we have been blessed with this team, with the community of Biddeford and all the support, and it's the way things are going here.
And the sweatshirts are being handed out. 1993 state champions along the sidelines. And that's the first down, and that is enough to keep the drive alive for the Tigers and wrap up the game. And what may very well be Mike Landry's last game as head coach of the Tigers. He took over in 1977 and in his second year went 0-9, but has built a dynasty since then, winning 6 state championships in 14 years. As Jason Tremblay kneels on the ball as the final minute ticks off. And I would like to thank all the administration and people in Biddeford throughout the year. Keith have been a great help to us. Corey Sullier is going to get himself into the game here. And to Don Wilson, the athletic director, Principal Warren Galway, head coach Mike Landry, and all the assistant coaches. They've been great to us. And it's been an awfully fun season, and congratulations.
Oh, it certainly has. It's very nice to see it in this way, and just pleasure to be here and pleasure to cover these teams.
And Grady Bolia and Coach Landry embracing on the sidelines as Tremblay will kneel on it one more time with 30 seconds remaining. The Tigers, after losing to South Portland in the Western Maine Championship a year ago, are on a mission. And in 15 seconds, that mission will be accomplished.
As the teams, especially the defense, the offense, and both teams embrace out there. Just a great battle here today.
Back in black and back on top. 1993 state champions, the Biddeford Tigers. They shut out the Waterville Panthers by the score of 16-0, and there'll be another celebration in Tigertown.
It really will. They'll ring the bell tonight.
And that's going to wrap up our coverage from here. Keith and I will be going down onto the field to talk with the captains. There's Mike Landry being interviewed by Channel 51. And boy, what a moment for him to wrap up another championship. We will get to Coach Landry in just a moment and get a few comments from him, and then we will be back. So let's take a break, Keith, and hop down to the field. The final score on the Starkey Ford scoreboard again in the Class A state championship. Biddeford Tigers defeat the Waterville Purple Panthers 16-0.
If you picture yourself as a sports-minded individual, there's only one place you need to go. The Sports Stop, Lower Main Street in Sanford, for the sports-minded individual. Get the picture?
Okay, back to more of the festivities. Now I'm joined by senior tailback Keith Grenier and offensive coordinator Roger LeBranch, and these two guys have been working a lot together during the year. I'd imagine Coach LeBranch calling your number a lot, Keith. Got to score a touchdown in the championship game. That must have been special.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, it's something most teams don't even make it to a state championship, and to be able to score in one makes it even more special.
What does it mean to you to win really in 2 of your 3 years as a varsity player?
Oh, it's great. The thing that makes it even more special is last year, you know, we made a commitment, and to come back and to actually do what you said you're going to do makes it even more special for us.
Yeah, has it sunk in, Keith? 32 touchdowns this year. I mean, that is incredible and probably a record that's going to stand at Biddeford for a long time.
I don't know, probably, but I have a great offensive line, so I can't take all the credit for it. The guys up front do a great job.
What about some of the other players on this team? We've talked about Grady Bollier with a couple other players. Corey Soulier, I mean, it means a lot to them too, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. We gave Corey the game ball, Grady the game ball, and before the game today, we're talking about things you can do if you win that make it even more special for you, and that's just an example of one right there. It makes me feel really good to know that Corey and Grady have a game ball now.
Okay, Keith, congratulations. Great year for you. Okay, talked to Coach LeBranch, and Roger calling the plays all year long. A couple of years now you've been doing it, and it must be a pleasure to call his number and see him run 50 or 60 yards. Huh?
Yeah, it's a kind of money in the bank. It's pretty much of a safe bet. He's done an outstanding job. We had to refocus without Grady this year, and Keith, he was a man who was possessed when he showed up, and he got the job done all year long.
It must have been a lot of adjusting on your part and Coach Landry's part. You lost Jason Tremblay for part of the season. You had to bring Randy Pettit in. Did a great job at quarterback, but you lose Grady Bollier and Wesley Rames in the first game of the season. I mean, you had to do a lot of scrambling to try to get this offense together.
Yeah, we did. Bottom line, every kid that we asked to step in got the job done. Randy, we weren't sure, and we were able to get the option going. Obviously, he had a great game up at Marshwood. And, anytime you lose a guy like Grady, who was probably a Fitzpatrick candidate going into the season, it makes you wonder. But we redesigned the offense a little bit and found what would go. Tardif did a great job when we had called on him. Wesley stepped in, even Scotty Rule and Donnie Merrill were there when we needed them. But Keith got the job done. I guess the thing I'd like to say is Keith was dangerous even without the ball, because teams virtually did not want to kick to him. So we, as an offensive coordinator, really we benefited from great field position all year long. We were getting the ball 50. We were playing a 50-yard field. Other teams were playing basically an 80-yard field, and that's a big help anytime.
Does it make it more special, Roger, because the team had to go through all that adversity?
Well, what's good is the guys who are asked to step in are now experienced. I know you guys in a lot of the games you've covered, you see us that we're playing our second, third team late in the game, and those kids are now getting experience, and that makes a big difference. No substitute for actually getting out there and feeling what it's like in the combat zone. But Carl Landry stepped in, had to go both ways when he had it. We had Mike Rule stepped in and got the job done, Scotty Rule and Donnie Merrill. I mean, just a super job by the kids that were asked to do the extra. It really was.
Congratulations, Roger. Nice season.
You guys did a great job, too. Thanks for covering.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I'm with Jeff Lude, who was voted the player of the game up in the press box. Jeff unofficially had 3 sacks in today's game. Jeff, congratulations on winning the state championship, and you get to be friendly with the quarterback there this afternoon. How did that feel, getting those sacks?
It's like the greatest feeling ever. I mean, state game, 3 sacks. I don't know. It almost can't describe it right now. It's just so pumped up, and ready to go.
Yeah, quite a different feeling, Jeff, from last year. The disappointing loss to South Portland when Burt Rich had all those yards, and really, I think the defense came out to play this year, didn't they?
Oh yeah, well, we made a promise at the beginning of the year that we wouldn't let no one run all over us like Burt Rich ever did before, And it just stayed in the back of our mind all the time. We're not going to let Burt Rich do this. We're not going to let Burt Rich do that. Every team we played, they had a running back, and the running backs were always good, and we always remembered Burt Rich. Burt Rich is this guy. Burt Rich is that guy. We're not going to let him do this. We're not going to let him do that, because every team has their star play. And that was Burt Rich to us every game.
Yeah. Was it more special to you, Jeff, because you had to overcome the adversity of Grady Bollier going down, Wesley Rames went down, Jason Tremblay missed a number of games? That make it more special? You still were able to win despite all the injuries?
Oh yeah. We got so much depth on the team. People can step up and take the job. And just do it. Great coaching too. I think we got the best set of coaches in the whole league. Everybody cares for us. They want the best for us, and I don't know.
Was the game dedicated to Coach Landry?
Oh yeah. We dedicated the game to him after the Westbrook game. After he talked to us, and he didn't know about it, so he tells us we do for the community. Well, this year we did it for them, and we did it for him.
All right. Congratulations, Jeff. Great season.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks again, Jeff.
Thanks. Yeah.
Jason, what's going through your mind? You finally did it, state champions.
What a year it's been. What a game this was. I mean, we wanted to shut out for Coach. We worked hard. We won the states for him. He deserves everything we're giving him. This is just the greatest feeling in the world right here, winning state your senior year, going out as a champion. I tell you.
The interception, Jason, in the second half, that must have been pretty special for you.
Yeah, it was. I'd given up a couple pass plays earlier, and I was trying to stay focused. You know, they had a couple quick receivers, and I read that one all the way. I said, we got to bear down here, and we got to stuff them because they were starting to drive, and it was early in the fourth quarter. And if we stuffed them there and we drove down that way, I think we could have held the game. And when I intercepted, I was a pretty big part of the game, I think, and we took it from there.
I noticed that Coach gave the ball to Grady Bollier after the game and kind of dedicated it to him. I know you missed a few games during the season. I think you can really sympathize with what Grady had to go through this year.
Yeah, Grady's been all year. I mean, with him, they probably could have mailed us a gold ball. That guy was unbelievable. If we could have had him, I mean, it just would have been another asset to the team. I think, we played for him, and we also dedicated the ball to Corey Soulier, with his limitations, he played all 4 years here. I think he deserves a bunch of credit for sticking it out with our team all year.
Jason, congratulations.
Thanks
again.
Thank
you. Now I'm with co-captain George Corvo. And George, this has been quite a season for you. I know disappointing after losing to South Portland last year in the Western Maine Championship. This is a goal all season long, and you did it with a shutout.
We made a commitment. We said we were going to be here. We said we're the best, and we proved that today. No question about it. We got the shutout with Coach Landry. He said he wanted that. He said that was the biggest present we could give to him, and that's what we wanted to give to him.
Great game by a lot of your teammates. I think they named Jeff Lou the player of the game. 3 big sacks in this game, and he played real big.
Oh, he came up huge. It was incredible. Every time we needed to play, Ludi came through. Incredible. I can't say much. That's why he's an all-stater.
Were you really concentrating on Mike Campbell and trying to stop their backs? His team was running for like over 300 yards a game, and he just shut them down.
Right. We knew they were diverse coming in. We definitely wanted to key on Hamill, but we knew they had other people too. The Jeunesse brothers and whatever, the quarterback Scott. We knew we had to key on everybody. We tried keying on everybody, but especially we knew we had to stop Hamill. That was the key.
When you were growing up in Biddeford, George, you'd seen the championship teams from the early 80s. Was it your dream to win a gold ball too?
Absolutely. I said, as soon as I saw that, I said that's what I wanted, and that's what we got. I got 2 of them, and this one goes to him right there.
Right.
That's why we win.
George, congratulations very much, sir. Congratulations. Coach, what can I say? Congratulations, you did it again.
Yeah, we did it again.
Hey, you called me over, Coach.
That's all right. We're all here.
Kyle, tell me about Coach Landry.
Oh, he's the man, no doubt. We thought it might be his last game. We wanted to deliver him a shutout. Fortunately, we played pretty decent defense. Sometimes we slacked a little, but we got him in shutout. That's what we wanted to do.
What does it mean to you, Carl, after the disappointing loss to South Portland last year, to go through the whole season undefeated and win it again?
Oh, everything, it's a lot better this way. That's all I have to say. This is a lot better way to go out, especially as a senior.
Yeah. About the adversity, Carl, Grady Bollier out for the season. Wesley Rames lost for most of the season. You were without Jason Tremblay for a few games. What does that mean to come back from all of those problems that you had?
Yeah, it was a little tough, but I think it brought us together more than anything. It brought the team together and gave us a chance, and once we started getting all the guys back, we came together good in the playoffs. Guess that's the time it counted.
It is. Carl, congratulations. Thank you. Coach, he has been one of your many standouts defensively for you all season long. I don't know what else you can say. Your defense was outstanding against a team that put up some big points and some big yards against everybody else they played.
No question about it, but we do a great job of scouting. We had 4 films on them. We had a couple of scouting reports. We knew we had to play man-to-man defense to shut down their waggle pass. We put great pressure off the corner. We had to stop the Hamill kid. We did a great job with that. Their biggest yardage came on slant passes and those type of things. So quarterback got around the corner a couple of times, but hey, the defense did what it had to do. We were a 30 defense. We were a 4-3 defense zone all year, and we went man this game. This is what we had to do to get it done, and that's what we do, basically.
A very touching moment after the game, I thought, with the gold ball. We noticed that Grady Bollier dressed for today's game. I know that he would have loved to have gotten in for a couple plays, but it just doesn't work out with his injury. But for him, what a moment for him.
Yeah, it was a great moment for Grady. We gave him a game. We gave him one of the game balls. We gave Corey Soulier one of the game balls. Corey Soulier, because of his disability and a little cerebral palsy, whatever, and he just stuck for 4 years, and he's just what this program stands for as far as I'm concerned. That type of kid like that is what this program stands for. That's what we play for. We gave him the ball, and we gave Grady the other ball. So hopefully they're both happy in our victory and, can take those memories home with them and for a lifetime, really.
Yeah. This certainly might solidify, if it already hadn't been solidified, that you are the best program in the state, and teams try to emulate you now. 6 titles in the last 14 years.
Yeah, hey, I guess we get it done when it counts, and when we get here, we're really tough to beat. That's for darn sure, you know. Not too many times, only one time have we faltered in the times that we've been here. We've got 8 gold balls out of 9, so pretty good record.
Beyond the program, Mike, what does it mean to you to win again, 3rd time in 4 years?
Hey, winning is always the best thing, you know. Sometimes you don't enjoy the season because you got a victory and then you got to go to the next game. You got a victory and go to the next game. This one I'll enjoy, I'll tell you that right now. I'll be smiling for a long time. There's no question about it. Because I don't like to smile until we win the gold ball, unfortunately. But you got to have some goals and you got to have some expectations, and those what they have to be. And when you strive to have those, then that's when you're going to get here. Yeah. Anything less is no good. You know what I mean?
Coach, where do you go from here? We've heard the rumors. Have you made a decision?
Oh, it's pretty firm that this might be it. You know, this is probably going to be my last year. I just got to make it official, but I'll wait and let the kids enjoy their victory, and then it'll come soon. It's probably my last year.
Mike, thanks a lot. Yeah. Appreciate everything. Great deal of respect for you, sir.
You're welcome. I appreciate everything you guys have done for our program.
Okay, thanks again, Mike. Well, all of the interviews and celebration pretty much over here at Fitzpatrick Stadium as the Tigers have laid claim to yet another Class A state championship, their 8th gold ball, as they have defeated Waterville by the score of 16-0. And Keith, we got a lot of comments from a lot of different players, the captains, some of the coaching staff, and particularly from Mike Landry. This has been a magical season for the Tigers, once again undefeated and state champions.
It's certainly everything they wanted it to be, and it ended up being that way because of all the hard work and dedication of these young men, the coaching staff, and particularly the fans coming out as well in the whole community of Biddeford, really supporting this football team. And they finished it off here today in very good style.
Yeah, just a couple of closing thoughts. We can't say it enough to say thank you to you, everyone at home who has been so supportive of us during the season. Even when we were down here on the field, Keith, a lot of people saying, hey, we watch every Monday and Tuesday, and that's a heck of a feeling from our point of view that people watch and people care and listen to
He's not an orphan, George.
He's gonna go where I tell him.
What he did next made history.
Doesn't anybody care what I want?
You may be the first kid to terminate your parents' relationship.
Now they'll have to pay attention.
Based on the true story of the boy who divorced his parents, Gregory K. Monday.
Continental. One airline can make a difference. What's the difference? For the price of regular coach, a first-class seat. That's the difference on Continental.